And you can just see the vibes are a little bit different around here.
Yeah, they are. This is really a positive group. And the first bucket, 22 turnovers a game on their opponents. Mia Pauldo turns it up.
There have to be multiple players in the backcourt giving opportunity.
Gonna need help as Clardy is checked in, tries to knock it off of Tennessee, and instead watching the overtime, a winner for Oklahoma in this ACC-SEC Challenge. We're at Stanford, California, inside Maples Pavilion, and it's been a close one so far as finally the first three made for Tennessee. And the pressure continues. The MO for this Lady Vols team. Full court pressure to create opportunities.
Yeah, you cannot afford, if you're Stanford, to just watch Lapolo bring the ball up the floor one-on-one. Great job of finding the open Agera. But there have to be players that are flashing to the ball.
And there haven't been enough bodies down there as Tennessee is going to crash the offensive glass every time as well. A miss there. And Lapolo trying to dodge multiple defenders. Five turnovers already for Stanford and 6 points off of them for Tennessee.
And Talani Lapolo is having to work incredibly hard, 94 feet. Got to find some relief.
We're so glad to have her back. There's Clardy. We'd see her come in pretty quickly against this pressure. As that one won't go for Sybil. To Sybil. The birthday girl, the freshman out of Vero Beach, Florida. And there's another takeaway. Cooper. Exactly what they've done. They've gotten 8 points off of 6 turnovers for us so far. So 8 of their 11 coming from their defensive effort.
Well, and Stanford's putting a lot of pressure on themselves in the backcourt, trying to bring the ball against this press one-on-one. But Courtney Ogden has been a great source of offense.
And she has been. And she has 6 points. And now a takeaway. And the bench loving the effort, so is this crowd.
To understand and learn who you're playing with.
And the same for the Cardinal. He's working it inside. Agera shot won't go, but pinning it up. Last year, moving into the ACC. The Cardinal, their first ACC-SEC matchup and challenge, and it was an overtime loss.
It's a different level. There's a different requirement in terms of consistency that it takes. Like, this is not high school anymore to approach every single day, and it's an adjustment period.
It certainly is. And this is the time of year, though. This is where they're learning, okay, where are we? What do we need to adjust and work on?
And you get close to the time of year that the coaches love the most, which is Christmas break, and there's no school, and you can solely focus on basketball.
Yes. Put back and clean up. That's Chloe Clardy, the junior. And that gives Stanford the lead.
That first time out for Stanford is how they're moving the ball up the floor against the pressure. They're moving it with a pass. Stanford getting high percentage looks.
And they haven't seen anything like this so far this season. You can try to emulate in your practices as best you can, but there's been a big help off the bench for Stanford since this game got going. She gets it back. Hayarker off the back of the rim. And not able to get the box out. The effort from Agera. Another chance. Swain. The fake and the bucket. First quarter winding down. Robertson around the work drop, but keeping it alive. Spearman. Oh, just a little short, but she gets fouled. She's going to go to the line. You really can see her just look to face up every single time, and you didn't see it before as that one's off tomorrow. Number 3, South Carolina, and number 22, Louisville at 7, and then number 6, LSU taking on Duke at 9 p.m. I love these matchups. There have been some really close ones, a couple of overtime games already today, and even more tomorrow as the pressure continues. This quarter winding down, 2 on the clock. Look from Mary Ashley Stevenson, but that will do it for the first quarter. A 2-point lead for the Stanford Cardinal.
For these young players, you've got a lot of young players that are participating early, and they're getting thrown into the fire, and they get exposed. And it's a great job getting a 5-second violation, and you want them exposed early.
Starting at number 9, NC State at the time, a close 3-point loss there. They've already faced at UCLA. A lot of them are on the road as well. You're going into these tough venues. They have Louisville coming up. And it's a takeaway by Lapolo. And on the drive, the defense getting back. How about the block? Big D by Paul. And Lapolo rips it out of the hands of Robertson. Aguera being aggressive and a foul call.
I love the pace that Stanford's playing with. Get a hand in there. They're sagging off from the three-point line. That enables them to get down the floor. But what a hustle play by Paul. This is a much improved defensive team for Stanford. I mean, this is a team that a year ago was in the bottom of the ACC in nearly every defensive category, in the bottom of the NCAA.
Yeah, it's something that they focused on. They knew it was an area that they had to improve upon. They worked on their conditioning as well.
You see their versatility defensively. They're switching on ball screens. They're using that length. They're playing strategy on the defensive end of the floor.
And they're certainly going to need it as the season goes along. Ogden making sure she didn't step on the end line.
And this is that versatility. That's Shumfai out there initiating offense, playing off of the elbow, going into the split action and swaying.
Robertson off the mark. Didn't hit iron. Another chance though. Paul waving the bucket.
Yeah, they're going to get off the game. Really trying to slow down the ball handler.
Pick and roll. The finger rolls in. Spearman. Gotta get it across and just does. Nice patience by the point guard, the senior with the assist into Eschmeyer.
That's a great look. You get Tennessee in rotation. You're going to be able, if you can take care of the basketball, to get a high percentage look. Oh my, that was a foul.
He sure was. Team domination, Tennessee in offensive rebounding. Apollo loses the D, jumper around and won't drop.
Yeah, Tennessee, just the commitment to crashing is there. And this is a team that's long, that's athletic. There are a lot of long shots. Teams are going to challenge them to make threes, which means you're sagging off. And if there's no contact, these Tennessee players just fly in and get offensive rebounds.
Yeah, you're right about that. Using the screen and good. And it'll be Haley Swain with the play call up top. Swain gets it direction. He's going to use the Aguera screen and instead got the jumper to go straight through. It's just her second made 3 on the season. 1 for 10 coming in. Oh, back at you. Says Spearman. Here comes the pressure. Every opportunity.
Everyone.
There's a chance to trap. Oh, lofty pass by Ogden, and it's taken away by the Lady Vols. Eschmeyer knocks that one out. This challenge, and we're starting to see other conferences try to do the same thing. But again, it's a fun way to kind of see where are we in comparison to some of these others.
I like it too because not every team schedules in a competitive way in the non-conference, and this really kind of forces you to play some competitive matchups.
Swain, no hesitation, and trying to get some points from the free throw line.
They've done a pretty good job of limiting Tennessee as well. And the challenge for Stanford is going to be on the offensive end. How can you find enough point production?
Yeah, they cleaned up things a bit from the start of the first quarter. This second one is winding down. Apollo, Allen Robertson. Cardi pokes it away from Cooper. Up top, Barker, nothing but net. Janiah Barker, the senior, with a big bucket, a little momentum for Tennessee going in here at halftime. That's what they love to do.
Yes, it is. And they do it in a lot of different ways, but Cooper is certainly the head of the snake.
Stanford, though, holding Tennessee to just 28 points. So the defense doing the best they can. A team that came in averaging 80 points a game. This third quarter is underway. So many of the matchups today have been close ones, and she just keeps going to it, bringing fresh legs on. Inbound play and a big block. That's Jada Siddle.
And we've seen that multiple times, right? The athleticism, the speed, the quickness to get back into the play, and then that leads to an easy open three.
And now she'll try to post up, little mismatch on size. Hooks it up.
Stanford.
Yeah, they really do need her to find her game. 5 points for her, and this is their leading score. And now take away by Ogden. McGarrett averaging 16 a game. Oh, just reaching in. Cooper. Defense to offense. Give her another one. Cardinal bring Chloe Clardy in early to start this half with a more veteran leadership. Aggressive drive. The shot from Ogden won't go. And rebound to Barker. And Barker almost loses it, but Tennessee will hang on. Mia Pauldo asking for the high screen. Siddle goes around off the mark. Pauldo with the cleanup. Nobody backs her out. Great read from the freshman.
Yeah, you get the shot that you want Tennessee to take, and if you're Stanford, you got to finish the play. Great job of pursuing Mia Pauldo.
And when you don't, then you face this full-court pressure. Clardy able to break it. McGarrett, baseline drive, lays it up good. Much needed for the Cardinal. Quick crossover. And Pauldo needed some help, and good movement without the ball. Nobody in double figures as of yet. Pauldo has 9 for Tennessee. Jersey Wickenberger. Goes against Eschmeyer, her second. Can't get the free throws there. Oh, but not giving up on the play, and then Eschmeyer picks up another personal. Just the second personal on Eschmeyer, so that's a good thing for Stanford. Spearman gets the first. Eschmeyer gets a seat. You got a chance to talk with her mom. Her family has made their way into town, and you know her mom. You played against her, played with her
in AAU for a long time, and then played against her in high school and college, and she was a heck of a player, an All-American at Northwestern, as well as her father, Evan Eschmeyer, had a strong NBA career.
I love that. Looking at inside, they're going to call the travel. Some with Haley Swain are now teammate, winning the gold for Team USA. Here's Swain. Gets the shot off, and they're going to call a foul on Tennessee. Look at that impressive freshman group. It's the first one good. And tomorrow on ESPN. And number 22 Louisville, that's 7 o'clock. As well as number 6 LSU taking on Duke. Talaysia Cooper will bring it up, the redshirt junior. SEC second team the last year and part of the all-defensive team. You can understand why. Impressive with the quick hands, and then the crossover there, gets the shot off, and she's going to go to the free throw line.
She has a complete game, and oftentimes we talk about being two-way players.
The numbers, there 8 steals, trying to break her own record of 9, gets that free throw. No pressure from the Lady Vols. Swain, dodging, weaving, trying to find McGarrett, and she does, able to hang on. I think the crowd wanted her to square up, but she took the Clardy on the trail. Here's the Cardinal within 3. Stop jumper won't go. Spearman on the weak side glass, and the block, and a foul ball. He's got his family here in the crowd, and they are really excited about him, Stephanie.
Yeah, it's great to see him come out to this ball game, support the women's basketball program, and it sounds like everybody's excited to welcome him back to campus.
Yep, you're right about that. Part of the Washington Commanders organization, and now they bring him back to the farm. Andrew Luck, the now GM. Aggressive drive, that one won't drop, batted around. And it's going to stay with Tennessee.
You can't watch the ball. You've got to go find a body.
And out the inbound, the takeaway by Aguera. Trying to push, lays it up, no good. The trail and the offensive rebound for Stanford. Clardy hit one earlier, gets another. And that gets Coach Pritchard on this crowd on her feet, an 8-0 run for Stanford. Pauldo's going to come back in. Picked up the first personal, took a seat for a moment. But they are definitely a different looking team without her there. That shot short, crashing the glass though. That's Sybil and a jump ball. Great hustle. Cardinal extend the run. And an and one for Shagway. Freshman from Adelaide, Australia, averaging 11 points a game. And hits it. Largest lead of the game for the Cardinal. Oh, pretty. With 12 points.
I had 10 threes earlier in the season against Coppin State.
Yeah, how about that? The Tennessee record, and now the offensive foul call. Robertson has come to life, the senior from Fort Worth, Texas.
Hey, Nia Robertson playing a different role than she was playing at SMU. I mean, she was a volume shooter, a primary scorer, and a year ago at SMU, and now she's able to be more of a spot up and at times playing that point guard position.
You're right, very different after transferring into SMU, and now the bucket pulls Tennessee within one. That was Cooper.
In the last few times down the floor, Cooper getting the ball in those ISOs on the elbow.
Yeah, she's been the go-to. He's three, no good, and the rebound down to Latham. Chance to regain the lead for Tennessee. Help D coming over, but that allows Spearman to try to clean it up. Can't get the shot to go though. And Clardy needing some help. The D getting a piece of it. Cooper. And Pauldo on the weak side, another chance. Robertson. The shot's just not dropping for Tennessee. And Swain's going to push. Champagne. 2-on-1 and the Cardinal get it. And now a turnover against the Lady Vols.
And sometimes it seems like Stanford's one dribble too many. You know, they're waiting until that trapper gets just about to them before they're getting rid of the ball instead of anticipating it and using that space. And there's Cooper again. Another steal.
Oh, her timing, impeccable. Barker gets the bucket. But it starts with Cooper.
And I believe that's her 9th steal.
You are right. Yeah, ties her own record of 9. Hand off to Clardy. Jumper is good.
But having the Polo back in the lineup helps from that standpoint.
And she's accepted the role off the bench. Yes. Coach Cape said she can't say enough about her being such a teammate. As this quarter is winding down, Pauldo's shot, no good, and that will do it. Stanford connected on 4 of their last 5 to take the lead into the fourth.
I had 2 concerns for them coming in was, can you take care of the ball, number 1, and number 2, do you have enough firepower to score with Tennessee?
Yeah. Well, they did the last quarter. 23 points for Stanford in the third quarter. They only had 24 total in the first half, so they made up for that difference. But the turnover is up to 22 now. Can Tennessee continue to add the pressure? What does Stanford still have in them for one more quarter? We'll find out. Barker's been a little quiet, and then Hupke coming over and a takeaway there. And then Barker gets it right back. Spearman, one-on-one, right at Aguera. Letting them play.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, what a drive by Sybil. She is incredibly athletic.
I thought there was probably a little contact before that, but I like that they're letting them play.
Yeah, I'm with you completely on that. Champagne around him won't go. She's got a couple of looks in that right corner.
Well, this is when you typically see the Tennessee style affecting.
Mia Pauldo, the twin sister of Mia, comes in for her. Mia Robertson really kicked things up in the third quarter. They could get a little more from her. Stanford's been patient for the most part, though, and I think that's really helped them out. And an and one from Haley Swain doesn't hurt either.
This is a great take by Swain. Good job by Pauldo of taking away the baseline. Swain finds her way to the middle of the floor.
13 points, 6 rebounds. And she's had the ball in her hands a lot also. She has helped break this press.
She gives you a different look than Lapolo with her speed.
And yet still their head above water here, and they have this 4-point lead. They've held Tennessee down to 46 points so far. Spearman trying to get the elbow. They're just going to wave it to go the other direction. And conference play is not too far away.
It's flying by.
It certainly is. Cardi trying to lose Pauldo. She needs some help. Kick out. Champagne hesitated for a second on that one. Sitter loses the D, the kick out. Pauldo. Oh, yeah. Around and down.
That's right. Too much time right there.
Much needed for the Lady Vols, and they are within one.
Pauldo's been a difference maker when she's on the floor. Things have been smooth for Tennessee. Leah Chaga is going off.
Oh, yeah. Last we saw, she had 30. I didn't get the final total, but a really incredible freshman. So fun to watch. Triple team, that means somebody's open. Spearman able to find her teammate. And just those taking care of the ball and boxing out the, some basics but important things. Oh, and then off the inbound, the turnover. And the finish, Mia Robinson.
If you're a coach and you're KP, you'd rather have a 5-second violation than a turnover that leads to a bucket.
It's right in front of the coach. 25 points off turnovers. And that's a 7-0 run for the Lady Vols. Ogden, Fader on the baseline. Aguera, cleaning it out. Cooper on a drive. She goes to the baseline. She's really stood out. Talaysia Cooper, a double-double with the 10 steals, 13 points. And points off turnovers, that is Tennessee's bread and butter. Can Tennessee keep the pedal down coming off that tough loss?
Yeah, she talked about it just being a learning opportunity for her. Yeah. She felt like she changed a little bit in the substitution in the second half and a learning opportunity for her team. Tough finish. The comparisons for Champagne to Alana Smith here in Stanford territory, Stanford country. And if you can continue to develop as Alana Smith did, you're in good company.
I'll tell you what a season she had this year in the WNBA. My goodness. 3-point play for the freshman out of the IMG Academy, a 5-star recruit. And a lefty layup good. Cooper just continues. Lead back to Tennessee.
And that same elbow ISO. We've continued to see Cooper going to work from there.
And an answer at the other end again. Back and forth. All tied up. Surprise come to life. Cooper getting some help. Dion, what a read inside. And the flick up good by Spearman. Aguera trying to lose the D. Off the mark though. Spearman's link causing problems. And Robinson looks at coach. They'll slow it down. 3.5 left, trying to get win number 6 on the season.
Yeah, we'll go back into this elbow ISO.
Cooper faked one way, lost the D, skips it all the way across. Spearman, oh, got him rattled, he won't drop. Another chance. Here's Robinson. Spearman's had some good looks. Just a couple of these last ones haven't dropped. Oh, contact up high, low, and one. That's a great combo for Tennessee.
There's been some miscommunications defensively, and there Aguera just runs into Spearman. Champagne not in a position really to switch that. There's no tag from the backside. Nice find by Robinson.
The combination and the read. We've had a couple of plays now back-to-back Tennessee has. Swain with Pauldo right up on her. Oh.
Leading with the elbow. Yeah, I'm still trying to maintain. Those can go either way.
Two-possession game. Cardinal need to stop Spearman. So active. Her cuts have really. Spearman with 13 points, 4 of 7 from the line, and this is the first. Gets the second. And a lane violation called against Tennessee. And Stanford capitalized. It's a 6-0 run for Tennessee.
Travel. Yeah. Pressure on Tennessee. You've got to make sure you're forcing contested shots and finishing the play.
Break there. Clardy didn't recognize. Shot clock to 4. Parker. She sees it. Gets the look. Spearman trying for another offensive board. Instead, comes down to Stanford. They need to push.
Yeah, gotta go.
Swain, the kick out. And the hit. Again with the big 3-ball.
The spacing right here on the inbound, right into the corner.
Losing the tee, Clardy thought she got tripped up. Instead, the turnover will send it the other direction.
Yeah, that's tough if you're Stanford.
No fouls to give on either side. And there's time here if you're Stanford. You don't have to foul. You need to stop.
And hopefully you've talked about what you do if you get the rebound and the stop, if you're using a timeout to advance it or not.
Lady Vols been on a bit of a scoring drought. Could use one here. They get it to Parker. Gets a little closer. Weaves her way in. Big defense from Shafai. Yep. It's going to go against Pauldo. Yeah, she's got the head on her. She's got 10 points, 6 rebounds. And this is the first. Can't get him, but guess who's there? Their leader, again, with the putback. Tied up. What a play. Adding just a little bit of time, 12.1 to the block. And Stanford calls the timeout with 6.7 left. Big.
You've got Swain, who's done a great job of getting to the rim, getting to the paint. You've got Aguirre, who's been in these situations before. Shenfai and Chloe Clardy, who made the game winner a game ago.
This is a team that clawed their way back against Colorado State. You're right, Clardy making the game-winning layup. Aguirre, head D. Oh! That one trickles off the rim, and a foul from behind.
To get steals that lead for scores for herself and her teammates.
Yeah, there's so many things that don't show up on that stat sheet that she's involved with. Good free throws here. Stanford has 1 timeout remaining. And she gets the second. Kept her composure enough and done enough to hold Tennessee down to just 65 points so far.
There you go.
Had the look, but off the mark. And Tennessee, big win on the road to hold off the surge from the Stanford Cardinal.